딴딴딴따다다단딴. 소위 너 방금이와 아, M이 왜 눌러졌어? 이 뭐야 이게? 미친 M. 미친 M 진짜 씨발 그리야 타이밍에. 말도 안 돼. 뭐야 이게? 아 진짜. 푸야. 스쿼드를 모아서 한번 해볼까요? 세분 보세요. 올지 안 올지. 아, 안녕하세요. 아, 안녕하세요. 아, 드디어. 와, 갑니다.
안녕하세요.
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 들어오셨나요, 다들? 제가 한 번씩 초대해드릴게요.
접속
네.
중입니다.
예, 알겠습니다.
네. 일단, 밤이 싫은.
밤미술이 접속 중입니다. 접속 거의 다 되긴 했어요.
네.
접속됐습니다.
금방 모아지네.
네, 접속 중입니다.
네. 초대드렸고. KF님. 초대드렸고. 073님. 또 초대드렸고. 아, 오프시네?
위를 접속했습니다.
네. 초대드렸습니다. 서버 뭐 어떻게 할까요? 코제베에서 할까요? 아니면 뭐 아시아에서 할까요?
코잭 하시죠.
알겠습니다. 노란색 추리링은 어떻게 구하신 거예요? 상자에서 나오나요?
뭐 안 나온다고 들었는데
읽고
이거
계시길래
어떻게 하는 건지 모르겠어요.
어떤 거요? 어떤 거요?
노란색 줄이.
아, 이거 옛날에 그 상자, 전용 상자 따로 있었어요.
아, 그 뭐 돈 주고 까는 거요? 3,000원인가 준다?
열쇠로 까는 거.
저 그거 가서 모자 나왔네.
근데 저는 그걸로 안 까고요. 그냥 그때 되게 가격이 쌌거든요. 물량이 많아가지고. 지금 한 3만 원인데 저는 1,000얼마가 7,000얼마 샀어요.
저도 그때 하나 샀었어요. 아, 근데 계속 그 뭐야 있는 건 줄 알고 이벤트인지 몰랐어요.
빨리 다른 것도 했으면 좋겠네.
아, 치마가 너무 입고 싶어. 와우 할 때도 홈스테이 가면서도 치마만 가는
어디 가나요?
많이 써. 산스쿼드 제 우측에 4명, 메이커 우측에 4명.
확인.
네.
2명 사격장 떨어지네요.
많이 떨어지네요.
입구 쪽에 1명.
있어 보니 뭐
둘 다 입구 쪽에 1명.
성당 가서 회개해야지.
아,
총이 안 나와.
왜 렉이 걸리지?
진짜 이거 심각한데. 보세요. 좀. 네.
원은 서버 쪽으로 잡혔네요.
바로 잡으러 갈까요?
네.
어디지?
사격장 쪽에서 온 거 아니에요?
아니 가까웠어요.
아니에요. 저 창고에 한 명 왔어요. 그랬는데 미리 있는데 한 명 앞에 까짝까짝대요.
네. 이동 중. 뚜껑이 없어.
아이고
맞았다. 뒤로 온다.
너무 멀다 너무 멀다.
아, 사이가다. 두 명이다.
서바이 남쪽, 길 건너 남쪽. 초밥집 쪽에 있어. 초밥집 쪽에 한 명은. 좋은데?
뒤에서 쏘는데? 아이고야.
2층인가 보다. 내가 떨어졌어요. 한 번 떨어졌어요.
아, 뭐 이렇게.
이거는 하나 더 있어요.
딴 데서 쐈는데?
확인 사살.
딴 데 어디서 쐈지?
아, 이런 총알이 없어.
그 근처에 있었어요?
네, 네, 제
여기 살리고 있어요. 얘 살리고 있어.
플라이 앞쪽에 한 명 더 있어요.
아이, 살았다, 얘.
아이씨 저렇게 안 맞네.
아, 저도 그런 게 하나도 안 나와가지고 소문 두개 먹어. 살짝
차 왔네.
아,
다른 팀이네.
기절 떴어요.
위에 있는 거 같은데.
위에서 떨어졌어요.
오른쪽.
아
한 명?
한 명 사망해서 한 명 남았어요. 집 쪽에 있는 애가 이겼을 것 같아.
마지막 친구가 어디 있을까요?
모르겠어요. 어제
아,
아까
저기
왼쪽에
있네.
있다.
아 나 본 거 같은데?
네.
나 봤구나. 와 저게 안 죽어?
기절이요?
잘못 꼈네.
어,
짱 되셨네요.
몇 장이 됐을까? 그러면 카우팔 안 쓰고 떡배 들고 있는 게 있었는데 아닌데 친구. 떡배 들고 있는 친구 없네. 아까 차가 어디로 갔죠?
그 앞에요. 여기.
아 저기 있네. 애들 없나 여기? 걸려있네. 저기. 잘 쏜다.
쟤네 많이 살아 있었나 보네.
네. 저기 밑에 아파트 쪽으로 가네요.
네, 여기에 2명 떨어졌어요.
여기에 노란 핑에도 하나, 오파트 쪽에도 하나 떨어졌어.
아이고.
빨리.
되실 수 있으세요?
길 건너편. 메이커 맞은편. 메이커 맞은편 2층집 안으로 들어갔어.
예.
저거 하나 더 발견. 방금 이쪽 파란핀 쪽, 그리고 여기에 한 명 있었고, 여기 파란핀 쪽 여기도 한 명 있었어.
예, 알겠습니다.
길 건너고 싶은데 건너다 죽었어.
미니를 어디나 뒀더라.
차고집에 다시 하는 데 있네요.
예. 다른 애들 어디 있을까?
슬슬 만나고 있네.
앞으로 전진해 볼게요. 오, 깜짝이야. 아니, 못하셨구나. 저희 쪽으로 하나 붙었어요. 제 집에 붙었어요. 제 집에, K플라 집에.
전데요?
아니, 에이스에요, 에이스. 키메이커님, 그 앞쪽으로 가시면 보일 거예요.
아, 저기 있다. 2층. 발견.
반대편에도
집
있어요.
안에, 집 안에.
반대편에 도 있고요.
아, 집 안에 있어요, 집 안에. 집 안에. 두 명. 밖으로 나왔어요, 한 명은.
뭐야? 아 뭐야? 바로 뒤. 아 우리 편이 너무 여기 다 많아서 우리 편인 줄 알아요.
저도요. 저 소리 들리길래 말씀드리니까 이쪽으로 패니까 못 팬이었어요.
아, 내 쪽이 사방의 적인데?
3명 다 있어요. 3명 다 파밍 중.
내 왼쪽에 한 명 바로 있구나. 이쪽에도 한 명 있고, 내 뒤에 한 명, 왼쪽에 한 명. 미르님이 어그로를 좀 끌어줄 수 있으려나?
이런 거기서 보일 거예요. 거기서 보여요.
어디요?
거기서 죽었으니까 바로 앞에서.
네.
아, 있다 앞에 있다. 선.
아, 요 집에 한 명.
근데 지금 파밍할 시간이 아니야.
안 되지.
뭐야 이거?
저희
지금
그거
파밍할
우리
시간이
패시지,
아닙니다.
우리 패시지.
2명이나 있는데 한 방에 죽다니 씨.
세 명이
아,
있어요, 세 명.
애매하다, 이거. 한 명 저 안에 있는데.
네, 걔한테 죽었어. 아, 나도 집에 계속 붙어 있었는데 언제 집 안에 들어갔지?
파밍하고 있을 텐데. 들어가.
아, 한 방에 죽다.
왼쪽이다.
머리에서 쏜.
아, 멀리서도 쏘네.
아, 집 안에 있었을 줄이야. 붙었다고 해가지고 한 명은 봤는데 일시 한 명 집 안에 있을 줄이야. 씨, 두 명이나 붙어 있었어.
아,
아,
어디로 가실까요?
사바니 가시죠. 미르님? 제가 잘못 본 게 아니면 두 스쿼드
아, 그러네.
했어.
눈에 보이는 것만 사업장 쪽에 3명. 아, 뒤에도 있네. 엄청 많네요.
네, 엄청 많은. 이게 도대체 얼마야? 사격장에 두 스쿼드가 내려가는.
와, 진짜 많다. 살아남기 힘들겠는데, 이거?
의외로 서바니에 많이 없네? 서바니에는 한 스쿼드 하나, 저 왼쪽에만.
나 사집 쪽에 내렸어요. 제 바로 위에도 하나. 카페 바로 W 방향 집으로 하나 안 내렸어. 빙 던지네, 나한테.
카페에서 파밍하고 바로 갈게요. 아이고, 카페 어디라 하셨죠? 카페 뒤쪽에?
카페
아, 어디야?
아, 저기 있나 보네.
어디서 쏜지도 모르겠네.
가방도 없고 갑바도 없고 약도 없고 아무것도 없고. 집 쪽으로 거기 바로 남쪽 집으로 들어왔거든요.
뒤로 뺐나?
바로 교회 2층, 교회 2층.
그 위치. 나이스.
뒤에 쏜다.
백업 가야 되겠네.
2층 집인가? 2층 집이네. 195방향 2층 집. 3층 집.
확인. 아, 저기 안 들어가네.
뭐야, 뭐 이렇게.
2층 집 아직 잡으신 거 아니죠?
2층 집 기절이죠.
네.
아니에요?
이 2층 집 뚫고 갈게요.
거기 저희 바로 앞집에 있어요, 사람. 이 3층 집. 파란핑.
아, 예.
그냥 끄고 있었네.
2층 집에 있는 거 맞아요? 시체
2층
있죠?
집 기절했어요,
기절이
한 명.
있어요, 기절.
아, 기절이. 발소리 들렸는데?
제 3층 집에 있어요, 집 파란핑에.
2층 집 죽어 있네요. 아, 2층 집 친구가 수류탄이 있었나? 수류탄이 없네. 3층 집 아직 안 나왔죠?
네, 있어요. 저 피가 너무 없어서 아무것도 없어요.
아,
구상.
그러면
제 시체 구상
제가-
많아요. 많진 않고 2개?
제가 드릴게요.
제 시체 저기 있거든요.
감사합니다. 들어가신 거예요? 기는 소리 났어요. 예.
아, 이 뚫을 수 있을라나? 이 뚫기 진짜 힘든데. 수류탄 없으시죠?
네, 제가 올라가 볼게요. 보기 방패.
올라가겠습니다.
이번에. 나이스.
아씨,
이층.
저기 3층.
2명.
네.
앞뒤로 있네, 앞뒤로. 앞쪽, 뒤쪽 집. 하나씩.
3층.
삼집집에 하나씩
또 어디 있지?
두명
아.
돌집집.
아이고 잡으러 가자. 수직 손잡이 남는 거 없으시죠?
네, 저 뭐 아무것도 없네.
아 저 아직
카페 앞에 저거 뭐지? 방파제 같은 거 저쪽에 있어요.
저 보인다.
카페 쪽에
뭐네요? 나무로 붙었어요.
잡을 수 있어.
나 보이나?
못 본다.
나이스.
에이씨.
까비.
아, 이 기절은 계속 시키고 있는데 킬이 하나도 안 돼.
아,
다 뺏어먹어.
기절만 계속 시켰어.
삼빵킬, 삼빵킬.
아이, 쟤 고춧가루나 뿌리고 죽을까?
아, 너무 무모하게 들어가는데.
요새 왜 가끔 이렇게 접속이 안 되지?
요즘 자주 그러더라고. 저도 그래요. 근데 그 뭐지? 인터넷에서 보고 설정, 사용자 설정 뭐 파일이 있던데 그거 지우면 괜찮다고 뭐 해가지고 지웠거든요. 그랬더니 진짜로 안 튕겨요. 어제 하루는 안 튕겼어요. 원래 항상 3번씩 튕기거든요. 대신에 감도 설정이랑 다시 다 해야 돼요. 처음부터.
이대로 로드 떨어질까요?
멋있죠.
저는 창고 쪽.
그렇다면 밑에 돌집으로 가겠습니다.
많이 안 보이네요.
창고 뒤에.
한 스쿼드. 한 스쿼드 초입구. 오른쪽 초입구로 한 스쿼드 4명 떨어져. 차고집 쪽 앞에, 차고집 쪽에 한명 떨어져요.
차고 뒤쪽이에요?
네.
저 아닌가요?
아, 뭐야.
아니에요, 저기.
얘 스카 들었어.
그 차 있는 사고지 말고 차 안전사고.
아, 예, 알겠습니다.
아, 듣고 싶지만.
아, 얘
아예 무기가
뭐야.
없습니다, 제가.
저도 무기 없어. 아니, 누구는 내리자마자 스카가 있고, 누구는.
야, 권총만 있었어. 어제 잡았는데 술탄밖에 없어요. 오케이. 메이커 앞집.
아, 바로 가야 되겠다. 뚝배기만 나와라. 뚝배기만 나와줘, 제발. 아닌데? 차오지 쪽인가? 어디지? 아! 잡으셨나?
여자 캐릭이에요? 보고 있는 여자 캐릭이에요, 저거?
붕대만 좀 가져가야겠습니다. 딴 애들 어딨지?
샷건밖에 없어.
아우씨, 그만 좀 쏴. 이 방향인 것 같은데요? 언덕 위에도 있다. 뭐.
이 뒤에는
둘 다 사방이지예요?
네, 바로 상황.
언덕 위랑?
바로 상황.
끝났어요?
모르겠어요. 언덕 위는 일단 바로 사망이고 지금
바로 사망?
네. 그냥 다 열려 있는데 문이.
부상 하나 있나요, 혹시?
근데 군대라도 드릴까요?
아예 붕 들어주시면 감사하죠. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. 저기 있네요, 이 방향. 키메이커님 보이실 건데?
저 보이네요.
이 방에?
네, 이 방향. 이 방향 저기 초입구 안테나 있는 집 옆집. 왔다. 안테나 있는 집으로 붙었어요. 안테나 있는 집. 볼게요.
붙을까?
프리님 보이실 건데? 저 한 몇 번인가? 하나밖에 안 보이네.
담벼락. 뻥.
잠깐.
맞았다. 붙었어요. 그
저희 집으로 들어갈 것 같은데요?
들어왔다 집에.
와, 나이스.
여기 바로 길이. 얘 아까 뭐야, 스크스?
반대로 쏜다. 반대편이네요.
네,
저기 옥상 내려오네요.
반대편 옥상이야?
산이야 산.
산에서 내려왔어요.
하나 있어요 위에. 위에 하나 있어요.
한 대밖에 못 맞췄네.
플란님 바로
무섭다.
맞은편 언덕 위에 하나 있어요. 앞에 그쪽. 하나 더. 내려와요.
확인.
제 앞에. 255. 255. 제 앞에.
겨우 기절했네. 히메이커님 앞에요?
죽었어요. 아,
마지막 한 친구 어디지? 아, 저기 옥상에 있구나.
옥상에 담벼락. 그 앞에 담벼락. 마지막 담벼락.
본다. 야, 이쪽으로 돌면 되겠구나. 아, 저까지 돌았네 벌써.
강준님 왼쪽이에요. 왼쪽.
어디, 어디?
왼쪽. 네. 멀리 돌았어요.
샷발을 이길 수 있을라나?
어디 있어?
맞아,
저기,
맞아.
저기 있는데? 뒤에 있는데? 뒤에도 한 명 있는데?
아니야 걔예요. 걔 돈 거래요.
아,
삼뚝. 이거.
끝난다요?
네.
예.
디스코드 떨어지는 소리 내는데.
스카.
또 있다. 반대편이네.
와, 또 있어.
어디야?
아, 배율이 없네. 안전한 데로 붙으셨나요? 반벼락
아니.
이런데.
아니, 그냥 거의 포기하셔야 될 것 같아. 여기서 맞았는데, 어디서 맞았는지 모르겠어.
거리는 조금 있었던 것 같아요. 바로 여기.
어디서 쏜 거야?
여기 있다, 옥상.
아, 확인.
옥상.
와, 나 왜 이렇게 못 맞추지? 심하네.
아, 좀 더 들어.
살릴 수 있어요. 안전.
부상 있으세요?
네.
뒤로. 뒤에 있다, 뒤에 있어요. 아니. 아까 그 집 뒤에.
아, 아까 거기. 옥상에 한 명? 딴 데도 있네.
아, 뭐야, 딴 데, 어디야? 아, 저기 집에 붙었어.
이거 얘네는 어디 있어?
아, 골치 아프다.
아, 뭐가 이렇게 많아, 여기.
우리가 부동산은 진짜 잘 잡는데 이겨내지 그거.
아, 저기 쏴줘. 붙었네.
저기 붙어있다.
아, 이거 안 되네, 이게.
뭐야, 지금.
몰라요.
아, 못 맞추는 나도 이상하다.
5초 세고 딱 던지면 바로 터져.
저 친구 말고 한 친구가 어디 갔지? 뒤에. 아, 나 자켓이었구나. 괜찮다.
응, 저희 총 보인다. 3층.
네. 한 명이 붙었네요.
네, 한 명은 붙었고, 한 명은 3층에 있어.
네, 알지.
3층 턱배로 왼쪽에서 빼꼼샷 올라오는 건 빼꼼샷 것 같아.
나 떡배를 겁나 못 쏘거든요.
그 대충 쏴도 진짜 맞아요.
그림자. 와,
제가 흥분해가지고 쏘쏘.
제 끝인가?
이것으로 그치기.
개머리판 어디 있었던 것 같아. 잠시만요. 어디 있지? 차.
담배 한 대 피고 올게요.
네.
예. 배율만 나와라. 아파트 쪽에 있나 보네. 응? 아, 조끼를 안 입고 있네. 깜빡했다. 다시야.
바로 앞에.
딴 데도 있구나. 저기도 있네. 와, 왜 이렇게 못 맞춰나?
그래서 맞췄네요.
저 바로 앞에 한 명 있고, 뒤에도 있는데. 뒤에 있는 게 문제네. 바로 앞에 하나 있고. 여기였나? 생각이 안 나.
절대 바위 뒤에 있네요.
예.
감자 없으세요, 감자?
예. 아, 괜히 이상한 구도를 만들었네. 아, 카고팔이야?
아, 무도에서 감자가 개꿀인데. 소모전이다.
잘 쏜다.
자,
저놈 나와야 될 텐데. 구상 되게 많네요.
예, 구상. 마지막 하나 남았어.
저놈 왜 안 와? 와야 될 텐데.
얘는 안쪽이네.
잘 쏘는 애들 되게 많네. 이거 못 쏘는 거긴 한데. 친구야, 내 말 들리니? 친구야.
심리전을 걸다니.
같이 살자. 같이 살자.
친구야, 친구야.
이거 둘 다 죽는 각인데 이렇게 되면은.
깜깜이.
들리댄다 그냥.
오, 나이스.
결국 죽였네. 먹고 빨리 튀어야 되겠다.
이거 없었을 것 같은데. 뭘.
저 뒤에서는 뭐야? 안돼 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 너무 멀다.
차를. 집에 있나 보네. 거기랑 앞에 유해진이.
저기 집에 싸우고.
앞에 빨간 맛?
그 왼쪽에, 오른쪽에 있었어요. 거기 뛴다. 오른쪽.
오른쪽에 있었어요?
뛰어, 언덕 뒤. 앞에도 하나 있고.
아 확인.
아니, 걔 언덕에도 하나 있어. 오른쪽 언덕.
언덕에 하나 있어요?
여기.
아 저기도 있네요. 쟤 살짝 가려지면 뛰어야 되겠네. 지금
뭐야, 3명이야?
봤나?
언덕이 많네.
못 봤어.
여기까지만 살짝 붙으면 될 것 같은데.
나무. 바위.
집에 있을 것 같은데 안 나오네.
팔각정에 있을 것 같아.
줄어드는데 안 나오네요. 에미사 소리다. 에미사 소음기 소리인데.
예민만 봅시다. 핵인가 보다.
저기 한 명 있구나. 아 무서워.
핵인데 저거.
우와.
3대1인가 보네요.
와.
빼꼼 하고 있네 지금.
예. 개 무서운데? 와 뭐야? 그 머리를
구상 또 많이 먹었나 보네요. 온다.
와 뭐지?
얘는 보이는 위치에 있었어. 계속.
와 근데
아니요.
아까부터 와 머리 되게 잘 맞춘다 한 친구가.
방금에 대한 볼까? 수상한데.
크플라님 혹시 마이크
예.
뭐죠? 그 지금 PC방 소리가 계속 들려서 그런데 뭐 올릴 수 있나요?
제가 줄여 보겠습니다. 잠시만요. 아 어떠세요?
괜찮아요.
지금 안 들, 네 괜찮은 것 같아요.
이번에는 어떻게 되죠?
미리타 가시 포칭키
비슷하죠. 저쪽에는 너무 많아서
스쿼드의 스쿨 같은 존재. 한 스쿼드 있는 거 두 스쿼드 보여요.
이렇게 많은지.
좀 미리 폈어요.
한번 사사가지고.
어우, 최소 2스쿼드네요. 내 앞에 5마리 보이니까.
네.
일단
얘들 도착 못할 것 같은데 이 높이라면.
두 명이 차고 있어요 지금.
한 명은 창고 쪽에 떨어졌네요.
창을 먼저 잘라야겠다.
오토바이 나왔나?
누가 총을 먼저 쏘는 거다.
오토바이랑 UAG들이 아파니까 오토바이랑 다시아랑 UAG들.
차 하나 들고 왔다. 차 대전.
앞에 두 명이나 있더니
아, 제 공이 안 나왔네. 내가
이놈아 네.
너무 많은데?
엄청 많아 여기. 나 살아서 온 게 영화.
공이 안 나와.
총도 못 잡게 죽네.
와 계속 AK만 먹는데?
나이스. 5탄 이걸로 안 부족하. 저기 열려있네.
어디야?
뒤에 차고지요, 차고지.
내 차고지. 차고지 한 명 떨어져 있었어.
아, 저기. 저 친구 어디 가지? 한 명 길 건너네요. 차만 많았으면. 나이스. 뭐야? 길 건너에도 팀이 있던 것 같은데 좀.
아무튼 겁나게 많았어요.
저기 있네.
뛰어내린다, 뛰어내렸다.
케이플라님,
뛰어내려 앞에.
와, 나 실화인가?
어디서 맞은 거야, 나?
아, 심하다.
어디야?
제 시체다.
어디서 맞은지도 몰라.
진짜 있나요?
모르겠어. 저 어디서 맞았는지도 모르겠어. 예, 저 총소리였어요. 아, 제가 쏜 거구나. 오른쪽에 있어요.
네, 있어요?
저 건너편 오른쪽.
제 시체 아직 2명 있네요. 제 쪽에. 제 앞에 1명이랑. 와우. 되게 잘 쏘시는데?
봤어요. 감사합니다. 뭘. 아, 됐네. 아, 음악을 되게 작합니다.
소리.
뭐지?
고맙게. 예!
얘도 있나 뭐, 얘도. 앞에 친구한테 안 준 거 같은데?
아이, 너무 많다, 애들이.
저는 점심 먹으러 가야 해서 그만할게요.
네,
수고하셨습니다.
고생했습니다.
네.
수고하셨습니다. 저도 그만할게요.
네,
수고하셨습니다.
고생했습니다.
아,
아, 저도 점심 먹고 오겠습니다.
네.
고생했습니다.
왜 그래 이거? 접속이 왜 안 돼?
점심 먹고 오겠습니다. 시청자 여러분. 먹방 할까요, 먹방? 이렇게 먹방 해야지. 먹방 하겠습니다. 일단, 끄고. 뭐 하면서 먹방 할까? 위쳐? 시청자 여러분, 위쳐 혹시 아십니까? 위쳐? 시청자 없나 본데? 분연됐다 껐다 켰다 껐다 켰다 하는구만.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic.
제가 상당히 오랜만에 하는데 한번 플레이 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Implanted spikes. Sixth sense of humor someone's got.
점프. 안 돼요. 일단 왔으니까 지금.
Cats.
오.
Blood-soaked. Grave robber was wounded while attempting the climb. Needed to bandage up. Managed to avoid the panthers at least.
아, 죽었어. 뭐야? 안 떨어졌어. 아, 이 뭔가 이게. 아, 발사가 돼? 보안이 나랑 싸워야 돼.
Crap. Didn't I just do this?
아 대박. 조심해야지. 안돼.
Course. Locked. Notes I found mention 4 protruding stones. Gotta press them somehow. Crossbow, maybe? Could try to hit them.
꽁. 얼마 줘야 되나 이거? 얼마 줘야 될까요? 그래도 맞춰. 화살이 분열이야. 아, 이 단축키를 까먹었어. 이번 한판 쓰자.
Not bad. Wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
네 개 다 있잖아. 하나, 세 개. 하나 어디 있어? 안 보이지? 아, 저기구나. 아이.
Did it. Interesting as places go. Seems someone put a lot of thought into its design. Should look around. Impressive. It's just decoration, or... Yeah, I figured as much.
아!
better.
이쪽으로 한번 들어가겠습니다.
Damn it, back where I started. Damn it, back where I started. Damn it, wrong again. Could be some clue around here.
아, 힌트가 있어요. 땡!
Damn it, back where I started.
뒤로 들어가는 이유가
Damn it, back where I started.
오케이.
Alright, now to find the next portal. Statues seem oddly oriented, as if to all face in one direction. The right portal, maybe? Alright, now to find the next portal.
여기구나. 오케이, 잘 찾았어.
Alright, now to find the next portal.
이죠?
Must be where Moreau had his lab. Just need to pick an entry.
The 18th of Yule, year 1102. Today I begin my great life's endeavor, one greater and more significant than any I have thus far undertaken, for it relates to me personally, to myself and my son. When 15 years passed, a beast of the forest assaulted me. A witcher came to my aid, saved my life. I could not know that for said salvation, I would in the end pay by relinquishing any say as to my own son's fate. Had I the skill to turn back time, I would have done so, and perished rather than surrender to the Witchers my only son. But as it was, on the day when Jerome was taken, I swore an oath on my honor that I would recover my son. Today, following years of research and preparation, I have at last devised a device that allows me to study mutations. If the gods in their goodness grant me but a bitter favor, I shall find a way to reverse said mutations and restore Jerome to a normal life.
So, Professor wasn't out to enhance Witcher mutations, wanted to reverse them. Wonder if he managed, and if there's anything in it for me. Crystal for this entry's missing. Might be somewhere. Should look around.
Observation number 30. The mutations do not set in at once. Curiously, they do not develop over a span of time. Rather, for a mutation to progress towards completion, the appropriate mutagen must be applied continuously. The subject does not bear this well, but I found a way to make the mutations less taxing, invasive. To the mutagen base, I add the albumin of a mutated giant centipede egg. Stored in a glass terrarium, the eggs do not develop, remain small. The eggs themselves are a sight to behold. Mutated, they are luminescent, emitting a wondrous glow. I can only hope my addition of the albumin will produce no significant side effects. Time will tell.
몰라 이거.
Years of experiments, research, sacrifice, all for naught. I have failed to achieve my defined objective. Each mutation I applied to my subjects proved ineffective when applied to Jerome. What I meant to cure him of his witcherism, that which I meant to restore to him a normal life, only deepened his mutations, further augmented his speed and strength, rendered him yet more inhuman. It seems my son must remain a witcher forever. I have failed. The time has come to abandon this place. Return home to Lydia. She may yet deign to take me back. The contraption and mutagens I leave here, let them wither and crumble, as did my dreams of regaining my son.
그래서 강해질 수 있겠군. 나의 변이 인자를.
So the professor wanted to reverse the mutation's effects. Ended up deepening them. Stroke of luck for me. Could profit from his failure. So, Professor tried to neutralize the effects of Witcher mutations. Only managed to enhance them, though. Used the albumins of giant centipede eggs as his mutagen base. Need to go on an egg hunt. Crystals. Should mount them in the megascope. Missing 2 crystals. This crystal must go here. All crystals in place. Show me what you got. Just need to pick an entry.
Observation 22. Despite applying a surfeit of toxic substances, significant, I believe this to be an effect of the mutations. Observation 58. Sometimes In addition, I observed that today's dose of mutagens brought the subject to the brink of death. Whether...
Seen enough. Mom's awake and she's not getting up. Intriguing as machinery goes, but how do I start it up?
거대 비행기. 여기 있네.
Quite the library. Mostly tomes on mutations and genetics. Guessing this man didn't come here willingly. Preserved organs. Hope their donors weren't forced to give them up. Intriguing as machinery goes. Start to drop my armor, leave my weapons. Professor's mutagens might work on me as they did on his son. Well, time to find out.
하지만 세졌다 이거죠.
Power cell for portals. Feels dead. Maybe a sign will revive it.
That's it, Roach.
Night, bluff, and wine counsel no half-hearted measures. Your grace.
Geralt of Rivia, Master Witcher.
I was not mistaken. You arrived and trouble followed soon after.
Step aside. Got a matter for the Duchess.
At last, Witcher. We've been on tenterhooks. Did you catch Milton's killer?
Case is more serious than we thought. The beast? I couldn't kill it. Didn't manage.
We sent you after a monster, and you return with nothing? We are very disappointed.
Situation's not quite that simple. Beast's a powerful vampire.
Ha! Is this a problem? Is it too much for a witcher? A monster slayer? But everyone knows how to end a vampire. Draw him by trick into sunlight. Or arm yourself with ample garlic and drive a stake through its heart.
Garlic's useless against vampires. Sun and stakes don't hurt him either. Those methods, pure invention. Only work in legends and fables.
And buckthorn? When I was a child, Grandmama Ademarta always claimed buckthorn drives off vampires.
Silver sword's your best option for keeping them at bay. But it won't get the job done, because only a higher vampire can truly kill another of its kind.
Excuses. Ha! Your Grace, I shall assemble a battue. Bring the matter to its end at once. The Witcher need but tell us where to find this monster.
Go ahead. Send them to their death. Certain death.
To a lone Witcher, perhaps. To 40 of my men-at-arms, but another skirmish.
40, 50, 100? Doesn't matter. Won't make any difference against him.
You have not seen my guardsmen in action.
Can they fight fog? Hit a target that moves faster than the wind?
How? What creature can do such things?
Creatures like this one. Higher vampires, we call them. Each one's a little different. Unique or exceptional, you might say. Some transform into giant bats. Others communicate with animals, command them.
Yet all are still brainless beasts.
Dead wrong. Thinking of lesser vampires. Alps, Ekamaras, Catacans, for instance. They're ruled by instinct, sure. Attack anything that smells of blood. Higher vampires? They think. They employ reason.
Monsters driven by reason. A curious contention. What, then, do you intend to do?
Try to talk to him. That's our best bet.
I cannot believe this. Her Grace summons a Witcher to kill a monster. Instead, he wishes to chat with it. Ha.
Know what I'm doing. His lover was kidnapped. He's being blackmailed.
Blackmailed? Be so kind as to explain how a vampire might be blackmailed.
Higher vampires? They're like us, motivated by emotions, not instinct. Not only are they intelligent to an extreme, they're emotionally rich, capable of feeling many things, even love. This one fell in love with a woman, a human, and he'll do anything to keep her from harm.
You do not, I trust, suggest we let Milton's killer go free. Or wait until it murders again. We must render it harmless as quickly as possible.
I'll find the blackmailer, free the vampire's lover.
You were to destroy him, not help him.
No one else should die. That's most important. Soon as the woman's safe, he'll have no more reason to kill.
I admit to being swayed, Witcher. You may be right. Do you know anything about the blackmailer?
Got one lead. A few scraps of paper. Blackmailer wrote the names of the vampire's victims on them. One of them stained. A drop of wine, looks like. So damn little to go on.
You've no idea how wrong you are, my dear. Send for the ducal sommelier. Hop, hop! In Tucson. Wine is sacred. Here there is no such thing as a drop of wine, or stains therefrom. They are stains from a drop of Est, Ervelus, Fiorano.
Your Grace wished to see me?
Witcher, show him the paper scrap. Benoit, can you determine which wine made this stain?
Yes, yes. The west bank of the Saar too. That's rather obvious. Aged in barrels of Beauclair oak. Hue, deep burgundy. Clarity, high. It's simple. Saint Real, the 1269 vintage.
That's impossible. The wine is produced at Castel Revello, especially and exclusively for the ducal table. Perhaps some Saint Real was stolen. We must go to the vineyard, see if there's not been an incident.
Wait. Your Grace wants to go with me? Out of the question.
I hope you do not suppose we will sit on our ducal hiney and do nothing while our duchy is in grave danger.
Your Grace, what you propose is far too dangerous. The Witcher should go alone.
It pleases me to see you gentlemen finally agree on something. But I've made my decision. We shall go, accompanied by the best possible escorts. You, Captain, and Geralt. We will travel incognito. We've no wish to give the court any reason to gossip. For the duration of this mission, I release you from your obligation to adhere to court protocol. In short, from now on, I am Anna Henrietta, not your Grace.
Yes, Your Grace. Witcher, are you ready?
가자.
Yeah, ready to go.
Excellent. Give me a moment. I must don something more appropriate and concealing. Then we will be off.
갈아입는 모습도 좀 나왔으면 좋겠는데. 덕처 3덕들.
This vampire, have you ever faced its sort before?
I have.
How did it end? Did you kill it?
Geralt! Why do you flee?
Witcher, come back! You're to protect Her Highness!
이거 싸움할 때는 도움도 하나도 안 되는 것들이 말이야. 나가리만 타라.
Tell me more about this vineyard, Castel Revello.
It's the best in Oltusa. An old master of the winemaking trade runs it. Fabricio.
He trustworthy?
He's held his post for years. There's never been a problem. Till now. I wish to know your thoughts, Geralt. The Sonreal stain, how did it wind up on the paper? Is someone from the vineyard blackmailing the vampire?
Could be a servant. Could be the steward. Could be the wine was just stolen from the estate.
Whoa! Captain de la Tour!
We did not expect any visitors from the palace. How are affairs at court?
Doubtless you've heard of the Beast of Beauclair. Well, we've our hands full. Especially since the rogue last attacked in the palace gardens.
I trust Her Illustrious Highness was not harmed?
Kind of you to ask, Master Fabricio. I am well.
Your Grace? We were not warned. I shall order the salon prepared at once.
That won't be necessary. As you can see, we are not here on an official visit.
Naturally. Might I ask then what has brought you to Castel Ravello?
Came to see you. Got some questions.
In this land, it is seen as polite to introduce oneself before asking any questions.
This is Geralt of Rivia, a witcher. He has come to Toussaint on my personal invitation.
Which is to say...
Which is to say, I expect you to treat him with the utmost respect.
Of course, Your Grace.
Did you hear that, Witcher? Fabricio will be delighted to answer your every question.
Want to talk about Saint-Réal?
I am at your service.
The Saint-Réal. How many vineyard workers have access to it?
One might say only I do.
Not like you make the wine all alone. At least a dozen others work here.
I see you've little notion how wine is made. Grapes travel a long road before they become Saint-Réal. The workers assist me only to the stage of fermentation. I see to the maceration personally and let no one near the fat. Workers, again, assist me during barreling, but then I seal the aging barrels myself, each and every one. The wine lies in the cellar, gains character. Once this process is complete, it becomes Saint-Réal. And as it happens, only I have the key to the cellar in question.
Who hauls the barrels to the palace?
We've our own garrison. Guards who have served here for years and would answer with their heads for the wine.
We'll not get anywhere asking questions, I see. It's a waste of time.
Your Grace? How am I to understand this?
Master Fabricio, we have proof someone's gained access to Saint-Réal. Someone who should not have, which means one of two things. Either you lie to our face, or you are an idiot who has had wine stolen from under his nose and not even realized it. In either case, you shall answer for it.
But...
Silence! And listen. I shall inspect the barrels in person, thus giving you time to reflect. When I return, I expect to hear answers. Remind me, where is the Saint-Réal stored?
In the main cellar, around the corner. I'll show you.
I shall find it. Give me the key to the cellar and wait here.
Oh, of course, Your Grace. Here it is.
Come, Witcher.
We shall wait here, Master Fabricio.
What if Fabricio's blackmailing the vampire? Considered that?
He has his flaws, but I would never suspect him of such a thing. He's been very loyal. He owes all he has to me. His father frittered away the family fortune. He left his son an encyclopedic knowledge of wine. That is all. Fabricio lived as a beggar until I appointed him steward of Castel Ravello. Only then did he come into his own.
던전이야? 무슨 포도창고가.
So where do we start?
Let us see if all the barrels are present. Here's the inventory ledger.
Vintner's log. Fermentation completed with no complications. Tapped above sediment line. Here it is, barreling. Everything lines up at first glance. Neatly and thoroughly documented.
Then we must follow our other lead. Benoit said the stain came from the 1269 vintage. Let's find it.
Est. Think everyone and their mother's heard of this wine.
Among the best in the world. Castel Ravello is famous for it.
Got Pomino over here. Fiorano. Dandelion's favorite. Adores it.
Ah, yes. That sophisticated palate of his.
Herveloos. I like it. Quite dry.
An excellent wine. You've good taste.
Saint-Réal. 1270 vintage.
That's the wrong year. Keep looking.
Saint-Réal. Barrels are dated 1268.
Close, but not quite the right year.
Right here. 1269. What now?
Let's see if any barrels are empty.
Wanna open them?
For now, a knock will suffice. If you hear a hollow thud, we will have found what we seek.
Full. This one's full too.
This one is full.
This one's full too. Full. This one's full too. Looks like all the barrels are full. Dead end, I'm afraid.
Full they are. The question is, are they full of Saint-Réal? Grab a tap and a hammer. We shall open them one by one and taste.
아 진짜 니가 좀 이러다 하면 안 되니?
Barrel taps. Got the taps.
Then get to work. Let's broach those barrels.
Ready.
Step aside.
So?
Those hints of spice. Distinctive. This is Saint-Réal. Revolting, bitter plonk.
Could have gone sour while hatching.
Impossible. This is not wine. This is contaminated refuse that should never have made it into a barrel. The fact that it did was no accident, I'm sure.
Master Fabricio. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Master Fabrizio, I am very disappointed.
But, Your Grace, I...
You are a step away from losing your head. Speak the truth and you might yet keep it.
I admit it. I sold a barrel of Sonreal. I beg you to forgive me.
Why did you do it?
I couldn't resist. The sum they offered, it was enormous. I gave in.
Is what I provide not enough?
I wished to buy back my family's estate. For here, nothing is truly mine. I've a roof over my head, ample food to eat, but what is a nobleman without land of his own? I shall tell you everything, if you agree to show me mercy.
Really thought nobody'd find out.
I was a fool, very foolish. I beg you, Your Grace, you must forgive me.
Who'd you sell the wine to?
A few weeks past at the pheasantry, a rich nobleman approached me. He called himself a diplomat, well connected at court. He suggested we embark on an enterprise. Some of his clients had offered dizzying sums for even a drop of Sonreal. He was to serve as intermediary.
This man's name?
He never revealed it. He was tall, black-haired, and spoke with a foreign lilt. He claimed to hail from Sintra.
I've no Sintrian aristocrat at court.
Wine itself. How'd you hand it over?
We met under the cover of darkness in the ruins of Fort Astre. A dozen or so men came to collect. Armed men. The kind that stink of trouble. I had hauled the barrel there. They transferred it to their cart, and we went our separate ways.
That's it? That the last you ever saw of them?
That is to say, a few days passed. A messenger arrived. He said they wished to buy another barrel and, well, I've prepared it. Have it ready to deliver.
That's enough. Know all we need to know.
Your Grace, I beg your forgiveness.
Get out of my sight. Captain, have your men take Master Fabrizio to the dungeon. He must answer for his crime. High treason the charge. What now, Witcher?
We set a trap. Need to catch the wine thieves. Sintrian Noble could be our blackmailer. Next, transport. I'll take it to Fort Astra. Damien and his soldiers will cover me.
For once, I agree with you. We will do as you say. Let me know when you are ready.
시작하지.
See no reason to wait. Let's get going.
We will set out now. Position ourselves before you arrive. You take the cart and meet us there.
Fine. When the handoff begins, watch for my signal. Relax. Now we wait.
Ah, our favorite vintner. It's not him.
뭐야? 왠지 터질 것 같더라. 쨌잖아요. 열심히 도망갔잖아요. 왜 그래? 안돼. 야, 저기야, 한번.
Is it just me, or did we agree you'd wait for my signal?
That was the plan, but...
Great shot. Good thing you reacted. Can't say how that would have ended otherwise.
At your service. It was a good fight. We managed to capture one of the scoundrels.
Let's ask him a few questions. Come on.
Witcher, a moment. I was wrong about you.
Don't need to like each other. Just gotta do our jobs.
If that's how you wish to treat it. At any rate, I see the effort you put forth. And I appreciate it. Let us go to her grace. She awaits nearby.
Not at all surprised. Expected she'd want to oversee this personally.
The master's eye fattens the calf. You're beginning to understand that, I see. This prisoner of yours, bring him to me. We must ask him some questions. Do the honors.
Who sent you?
His name is Dog. They say he plowed your mother.
Once again, who sent you?
Your nun's lover. They call him...
Wait. If he doesn't wish to speak, he needn't. I can think of several other ways he can be helpful. I'm certain the Witcher will need bait to lure the beast of Beauclair.
What?
Sure can. Fresh out.
In that case, he's all yours.
Captain, have your men find me a strong rope. Kind that won't snap when we hang this fellow from a tree.
Rope?
Live bait. Great for monsters, provided they catch the scent of its blood. But I'll see to that.
What? No. Crikey, no! Don't let him!
Stop screaming. Save your strength. Got a long night ahead of you.
No! Don't let him! I'll talk!
Who hired you?
He'll kill me!
Oughta be worried about me right now. Who is he?
Go on, man. Spit it out.
The Cintrian. That is what they call him. I've never seen him, but I know he mustered a man for this caper. That's what they said, that we were working for the Cintrian. I don't know anything else. I swear it.
Take him away. Throw him in the dungeon. He shall await trial there. Captain, we ride to town. Gather your men and seek out the Cintrian. Someone else must have seen him, must know of him.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll report to the palace as soon as I learn anything.
I shan't return to the palace. Our mission has not yet ended. The Witcher and I will await you at the guard post near the port.
가시죠.
Let's go to town.
He's late.
Relax, he'll come.
There's something I'd like to know. How can you be so damned calm?
Side effect of my mutations. We Witchers rarely get the jitters.
What if something has happened to him?
Captain seems like a man who can take care of himself.
Perhaps he can, but this Cintrian appears to be no common bandit. He managed to steal ducal wine from under my guardsman's noses. We only learned of it through a fortunate coincidence. And it was he who specified the victims for the vampire. One must be exceptionally confident to blackmail such a monster.
Still don't know this Cintrian's behind the kidnapping and blackmail. Might have just handled the theft of the wine.
Even if it's so, he then sold the wine to the blackmailers. As I see it, that makes him an accomplice.
Need to find the Cintrian, whether or not he's responsible for the murders. Even if none of it's his doing, he could still know our blackmailer's identity. Besides, it's one thing to know who ordered the killings. Other thing entirely, and just as important, is why they... Someone's coming.
Captain, why so long? We expected you hours ago.
This Cintrian does not work alone. We are fighting an organization, not one man. Bandits attacked us, not a small force either. One of my boys has a broken arm, another a shattered knee, lamed for life. And the word on the street is there's a hefty bounty on your head, Geralt.
Used to it. Not the first time I've been hunted.
Must you always? Now, the port warehouse where the wine was delivered, We identified it, then learned who had hired it out. This proved to be a beggar, a stand-in. We found him. He admitted all. A man had paid him to sign the lease, a man he met while begging outside the pheasantry. There, fate lent us a hand. A waitress recalled spilling wine on a nobleman who spoke with a Cintrian accent.
What did he look like?
Her description was not helpful. Handsome, well-dressed, with a beard. No distinguishing marks. This could be anyone. But she remembered his female companion very well, as she recognized her. On the Cintrian's arm was Cecilia Bellant.
The singer? I've heard of her. She's said to be gifted, fairy.
The same. We went to her home immediately. Cecilia was not there, but we questioned her servants. A chambermaid claimed Cecilia is to meet a Cintrian gentleman tonight. She'd invited him to a reception mounted by the Mandragora.
The Mandragora? What's that?
A club, an affiliation of local artists. Painters, sculptors, troubadours and dancers.
Never heard of it.
They exude mystique, consciously, I think. Behaving like an exclusive cabal. Artistic elites. Every now and again they mount soirees. Only wealthy patrons are invited. All arrive in elaborate masks, then drink and flirt.
Gotta nab the Cintrian. Seems we have to go to that get-together.
You read my mind, Witcher. I shall gather my men, surround the establishment. Not a mouse will squeeze through.
Out of the question. If the Cintrian truly does have men about the city, he will find out and escape once again.
Duchess is right. Need to be careful. Best go there, blend in with the crowd.
Precisely what we shall do.
We, Your Grace.
Geralt and I. In that sort of company, the Witcher could use my help.
Where's the event gonna be held?
The Mandragora always assembles at the same place, a residence in Oatville. It's a very distinguished district. Geralt, you must don appropriate attire. Then meet me in Oatville, in Mountebank Alley.
Rat the Cintrian.
상급 변이인자. 된 건가?
No two ways about it.
Kiss a dog's ass.
이 새끼야 좀 와라 부르면.
He's no hero. That's the butcher of Blaviken. Ah! What a brute. Do you like it here?
Get it! Oh. Look lively! Rush at him! Spells!
Pathetic.
travels. Damien's right. I'm a hunted man.
Peace and quiet. It's the butcher of blood.
Like the flavor. Kiss a doe's ass.
아!
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Sacre bleu. It's a crime. You're from the north, that's painfully clear.
Excuse me?
There is no excuse. There is but the need to outfit you anew. My salon stands open. Please come in.
All jests aside, let me see what you got in your wardrobe.
I'm more than willing, sir.
비싼데? 가격이 10년 정도 괜찮아.
Thanks. I think that's all I need for now.
Ever your servant, sir. Ah.
Oh.
너무 비싸다 근데.
Thanks.
Ever your servant, sir.
Go! I simply won't do it!
이 새끼 빨리 와.
Run, Roach.
Am I invisible?
Nice tune.
Gotish found his way to the hotel.
Faster.
Here and Beauclair.
Oh.
Right. Watch where you step.
Those noises.
That's it, Roach.
Here and Beauclair, all right and fair.
Watch those hands.
Giddy up.
A beast like that probably has no one to split a bottle with.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Well, well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style. Not all bad. Nothing like a budding artist, of course, but... just one other detail. Here, put it on.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Let's go. Soiree's started.
Mm-hmm. Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain. How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come, it's our turn.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Tell us about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Belont, a singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. You would have loved to hear her.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Calesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Bellant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaviri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Got her. Doesn't wear a mask?
It would be pointless. All would know her anyway.
Kaviri Orchid. Let's look for it. If we find Cecilia, we'll find the Cintrian.
put your own house in order first.
I shall go. Or perhaps I won't.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us the artist in you. The paint balls, cast the
Good folk, yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
well. You and Mother Hunt?
These humans drop them in the pail and grab a different part. It's the Soritor!
It's not a landscape, you clever. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Look, is all I see.
Requires quite precision.
Quite the look. Splendid! The sky over
Come, let's look in the alcoves.
Or a deeply internalized fear of intimacy.
Sure to be in one of the alcoves.
a different
Please do not disturb.
이걸 왜 하는지 모르겠지만
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
That green, lush and verdant as a field of vines.
To vines and to wine! Please do not disturb.
안녕하세요.
Come, let's look in the alcoves.
My regards.
Absinthe, the preferred hooch of artists.
Careful, it packs a pretty powerful punch.
I've built up a pretty powerful resistance.
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a metaphor for the constant struggle for power.
Ah, how beautiful. The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
My employer swears it. Decide.
I'm sure you understand. There are a great many highly qualified candidates.
Then I shall have them. The
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
Never suspected you believed in such things.
Should you tire of these humans, drop them in the tail and grab a different array. Voila! Fine. Now, allow me a moment to ponder. My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism, the continual battle between good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good versus evil. The dualistic nature of man.
And defiance.
I was blah blah blah. Avant-garde, schmeffant-garde. It's all about
Come, let's look in the alcove.
Hello.
Pretentious. I was blah blah blah. Avant-garde, schmeffant-garde. It's all about two things.
Don't touch.
Greetings. No.
Greetings.
It's an outrage. We are busy. We wish to be alone. Please, leave. As for that stipend...
We must throw off the manacles of war. Venture beyond the bounds of accomplishment.
Please do not disturb. One false move ruin us to the entire community.
This painting is it's very
Bloody colorful!
Great many highly court. We are busy.
No.
Perhaps yes. No, I don't know.
Please do not disturb. One false move ruin us to the entire community.
This
씨.
Do not disturb. Shoo, shoo.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Wow. Impressive portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me?
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the matter?
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
We came here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centrian noble you came here with. Wanted to ask you about him.
Centrian noble. Ah! You must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here. Tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift, a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
The great one. He's a
Do take care, Witcher. Love letter penned on a napkin. Look.
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my life. Treacly refuse.
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched. Someone beat him with it once.
To the work's ultimate meaning.
Empty, heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
This painting, it's
But what if he doesn't come?
He'll definitely come.
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come. We must consider what to do.
I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh. Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask. and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace. I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Quickly, upstairs. That must be Cecilia.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after that rogue. I shall fetch help.
Tore down the door. Made a platform. Clever. Must be pretty strong, too. Must have climbed this ladder.
올라가 바보야.
Could still be here. Need to stay alert. Blood stains. Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Locked. No key in sight. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Jewelry box. Lock's busted. Picked open, probably. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it, hard, then sank to the floor. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out? Fall out? Sconce is bent. Smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it? Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Empty inkwell. Knocked over, turned toward the room.
안 되지 않았나?
Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way. They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centrian must have been the flyer.
So, this is the tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centrians killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer.
I'll alert the staff. Have them see to her body at once. Meanwhile, we should sit. I will tell you everything, in full detail.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He
fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of myself, I assure you.
A hairpin might look like mere ornament, but plunged into an eye, it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes. He stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
Mm-hmm. After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Jewel seems important. Why?
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years. Then it disappeared. I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centrian must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the Lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must excuse me a moment.
The drawing. It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Sonreal and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether. My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world. She felt inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could also be cruel at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Siana knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft, was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift, at a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl. Someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Siana is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. You must make sure of that.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise! I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witch's Hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine. We've known each other for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know Regis too. Even that you are friends.
Seem surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster?
knowing you've only two options, to kill or be killed.
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster might have to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. What might a monster wish to apologize to a witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
Same as humans. Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go. Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith. An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detloff believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Now listen close. Managed to learn where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Detloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got away with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Detloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detloff. Good luck, my friend.
Splendidly, Detloff. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk believe, choosing a wine is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out? You have exceptional friends. This Detloff, an intriguing man to say the least.
Don't know him too well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I. But I have not drawn you out for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my guardsmen will support you. You will meet them at Count de la Croix's mill. It stands along the Saône-Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
자정 이후에 만나야 되는데 지금 5시 1분이기 때문에 시간이 너무 많아요.
What's new, Silverlocks? Looking for diver.
다른 팟캐스트를 하고 있겠습니다. 다들 지금 레벨이 빡세니까
Massacre at the estate of
Giddy up.
to slaughter members of the history of society. Citizens, beware of history and elves alike. And stones fuel our
하고 네 어머니 바로 하도록 하겠습니다. 밥을 먹고 와서 다음 게임을 하도록 하겠습니다. 따르뚜